sweatshop wages and appalling conditions for millions and millions of workers. So, interested to know what discussions were held in respect to tackling these issues and what were the outcomes. And you've also said that there was a discussion on the impact of Asian economies on global warming. And Bangladesh, India, Vietnam, Thailand, Pakistan and Sri Lanka are among countries, Asian countries, which are facing extreme risk from climate change. So this is we see it here on our own small island, but it's a huge issue there. And you'll recall last month there was massive devastation caused to the island nation of Vanuatu, which is in the Pacific, and it was one of the most powerful ever storms in that region. And I understand that the Asian and Pacific Ocean states are planning a major climate change conference in November or December in Paris. And one of the issues that's down on the CLAR is a globally funded insurance pool to aid in the recovery from climate-related weather disasters. Now, was this raised at the Milan conference, Taoiseach? What would the government's attitude be to it? Would the government look favourably on such a fund to help the region?
Yeah, the answer to the question, Deputy, is that there was quite a deal of discussion about the requirement to promote and protect human rights in accordance with the UN Charter. There was a willingness expressed by everybody to promote further cooperation in the field of human rights, including, as I said, through what is best practice in the sharing of experiences. There was a welcome in Concordia for the convening of the 13th informal ASEM seminar on human rights, which was held in Copenhagen in 2013, and that focused on environmental and human rights. The forthcoming 14th informal ASEM seminar on human rights, which took place in Vietnam in November, and the 15th, which will take place in Geneva, Switzerland, in October of this year. The leaders present underlined the important role of governments, international and national human rights institutions in promoting and protecting human rights. Leaders underlined their commitment to strengthen that collaboration in advance of the promotion and the protection of human rights through the Human Rights Council. They emphasised that members of vulnerable groups need particular attention in order to enjoy full human rights. Leaders reaffirmed the important role of parliaments, of civil society and of the media in strengthening the foundations of democracy, thereby contributing to the sound basis for sustainable developments. So, in that sense, there was welcome for the Asia-Europe Parliamentary Partnership in Rome, which was held in October last year, and the 10th Asia-Europe People's Forum, which was held in Milan. And as I said, there was a total condemnation of all of the issues from xenophobia to religious hatred and violence. I have to say that they reiterated their determination to strengthen preparedness and response to disasters and to build resilience, including through awareness programs, early warning systems, search, rescue and relief operations, and applying innovation, science and technology, and to reduce vulnerability to and losses caused by disasters. They also stressed the need, Deputy Adams, to build resilience of the most vulnerable, including women, children, the elderly and persons with disabilities, as well as to improve the capacities of local communities and societies to adapt to and to manage the impact of disasters. So there was a welcome for the two ASEM conferences on disaster risk reduction and management, which were held in 2013 and 2014. There was a call for a deepening of cooperation between Europe and Asia on disaster risk reduction and management. And there was an invitation to all the ASEM partners to work towards a strengthening of the renewed international framework for disaster risk reduction to be adopted at the Third World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction in Sendai, Japan, in this month. So there was a call for collaboration to a greater extent in dealing with healthcare, in particular for children, for women and for the elderly. And in this context, there was a welcome for the ASEM workshop on public health emergency management, which was held in China, in Beijing, at the end of 2014, and the initiative to be held by India in April of this year on non-invasive diagnostic technologies for diabetes and for its treatment as a lifestyle disease. So all of these things were mentioned, were reflected, are included in the statement that I circulate to the members. And obviously, maybe in the not too distant future, you might get a chance maybe to follow through on some of these again.
Thank you. I'm afraid time has expired.